guys, welcome to a new episode of High Altitude Motorsports. As you saw in the last video, which we're starting exactly where we left off, the frame is back, the parts are there, and we're not going to be working on that today. We're going to be working on my engine. So, I have never assembled a Duramax before, and I'm nervous about it because I want this truck to be perfect. So I have been doing lots of research and making sure that I have everything in line to start doing this and assembling it. And I'm looking for my tripod so we can go into my engine room, which is this ghetto tarp that I have. The majority of the engine has been set up, and all we have is essentially just doing injectors and some other stuff. All right, this is not working on this tripod while I talk to you guys. So anyways, the engine, like I said, the majority of the engine I didn't do. I'm not that skilled with engines or that kind of thing. So we'll consider it like a long block basically. We just need to do fuel, turbo, dressing of all the parts. So today the plan is to get the injector cups in, injectors in, fuel lines in, just kind of start moving down the chain, getting as much stuff as we possibly can accomplished. There's a lot of stuff on this motor that needs to be put back. I actually have to go back and watch old videos of when I tore it down. Not as a time lapse, just boring and slow and in normal speed. I did mark every single thing that I took off. I took lots of pictures, lots of videos, so should help. But for right now, the start is going to be getting these injectors in and kind of getting the valve covers ready to be final assembled. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be filming tomorrow as well, so we'll see kind of how far I get on this and then go from there. Alrighty guys, so we are now in my engine clean room, and we have brand new cups, and this is what this looks like, and brand new O-rings. So what I'm going to do is we are going to put the new O-rings on the cups. Like so. And now that we've got that on, we're going to use, this is a engine assembly lubricant from Permatex. I like to use it. We're going to use that on the O-rings. And then I got the Loctite 727. This is important to get the high temperature Loctite. And that is going to go on this sealing surface. And then we're going to press these in. And to be honest, I've never heard of this. I always thought Loctite was for threads. I mean, it says right here, thread locker. And I actually looked up the GM specifications, and it says to use a high temperature Loctite onto this kind of sealing surface. So this seals in, and this is supposed to hold it in. So we'll do that. I'm going to use the old crush washer and then the old injector to seal these into the cylinder head. And yeah, so we're going to get all these four in, and you guys can watch. All right guys, so we have a clean old injector and a clean old crushed copper washer that we're going to be using. Everything in this room is all been clean. There's no dirt or anything of that nature. And I'm going to get just a little bit of this assembly lubricant on my finger. We're going to take our new seal. We're going to put that onto here, just like that. And then we're going to use this Loctite on the sealing surface. I might need to, yeah, I got to cut this tip really quick. Okay, so we got our high temp, and from everything that I've seen, we're doing mainly just this this sealing surface right here. I think that worked out pretty good. And then we'll take our injector. Might need to use a hold down clamp and bolt to seat this all the way down. So we tightened up our Allen, got the cup seated, and now we're going to do the rest of them. Alrighty guys, so I was turning the camera on and off just to save the battery. It's only have 4% left right now, but we got all of our injector cups seated, and like I said, we're using a high temperature Loctite. And now I'm going to go get the injectors prepped, and then we can put the injectors into the cylinder. Alright guys, so as you saw, we got the injector cups in, the injectors in. Now we're going to move on to this side and do the same thing. On that side I already have the valve covers off, this side I don't. So we're using a, what is this, 5mm Allen. We're going to get all these bolts off on the upper and lower valve covers. Alright guys, so we got both banks, the injectors and the injector cups in both sides. Everything is torqued down and perfect. So I think that is going to be, you know, a wrap on the injector side of things. I'm really happy with how everything went. This was the first time doing cups, and I was a little bit nervous because I don't really, from the videos and from the GM spec, I couldn't really figure out how much of the Loctite to put on. Some people put a lot on, some people put a little on, so I didn't really know. I figured I might as well get it a pretty good coverage, so hopefully I did it right. And then also, I think getting the injectors in and everything seated, torqued, will really help seat that Loctite. Obviously, this engine probably isn't going to be started for at least a week, and even just, you know, before we put fluids in or anything. So it'll give it a really good time to cure that Loctite, and hopefully we did it right, and we'll see what happens. I'm really excited to start moving on this engine. I'm probably going to call it a day today. I might come in tomorrow and get some more work done. We got obviously a lot of things that we need to do. The exhaust manifolds, we have the kind of the wide thermostat slash coolant bridge type thing here. This is, I believe, the engine oil. We got the water pump, we got the big brackets that go on here, we got the oil cooler, the front pulley, crank pulley, and just all, I mean, there's literally, the list goes on and on and on for what we can do. We can also get the CP3 in, the intake manifolds in, the other Y bridge in. We are doing a Whirly turbo kit, so we can start getting a couple things figured out on that. I mean, seriously guys, this is, for me, a lot of work. I know you guys have seen me do a lot of suspension stuff. I do not do a lot of engine stuff. So for me, I just want to make sure everything is perfect, make sure to spend the time. The other thing is, like, do I put this on first or second or third? Like figuring out the order for which way every single piece goes, because there's a lot, and there's little like clips that hold wires in, and there's wires, and there's dipsticks and this and that. So I just want to make sure that I know exactly where every little thing goes. That's why, thankfully, I filmed a lot and took the pictures like I was saying earlier. But just want to make sure I do the best I can at putting this thing back together. I pretty much just bought everything brand new. That way I don't have to worry about stuff breaking in the future. And I think this truck is going to really be cool when it's you know, started and driven, because I think just the way that we're doing everything, it's going to be a really cool truck and sound, I think, really good with all the work that we've done. We did upgraded some of the things that were in the engine, if you guys haven't seen our previous videos. So the crank we rebalanced and polished, and then we also cryo treated, I think. We did a new oil pump. We did these heads are a little bit of an upgrade. They had the original heads were the California head, cylinder head, and we ended up upgrading and doing a little bit of a higher flow cylinder head, doing some machine work on it. We upgraded the valves and the valve springs. We're doing 50 horse DDP injectors. Big shout out to DDP. Their link is in the description. They sponsored us with the injectors. They also did a sponsorship on the CP3. So greatly appreciate them for doing that and hooking us up. So thank you, DDP. We did PPE also is a sponsor of us. We did their exhaust manifolds that go here, and then their up pipe kit and a lot of other stuff. So thank you, PPE. Like I said, their link is also in the description. If you guys are doing any sort of engine work on your diesel truck, I would highly recommend using these companies for Duramax, and you know, they make parts for other vehicles as well. Other things we did ARPs bolts and studs on everything. So you can see these are marked ARP. Literally every single bolt that you can get for a Duramax. We did ARP stuff. We did their head studs. I actually did valve cover bolts. This is the crank pulley bolt. So yeah, pretty much all that upgrades. We did a Wagler stage 2 cam, I believe, and we also upgraded the push rods. I think that's about it. Oh, we did new pistons. We de-lipped them and cryo treated them. We did the stock rods with a cryo treat on those as well. I think that's about it. Like seriously, there's a lot of work done to it. Obviously we did all new seals and gaskets, and they did all new what are these called? It'll come back to me and I'll let you know. But yeah, pretty much just replaced everything, did it all painted and powder coated. Honestly, I didn't want to get too carried away with painting and powder coating. I think the accent that we did with the blue, the black, and kind of the standard aluminum, I think really tied the motor together. I can't wait to see this thing, you know, in the truck, powder coated frame and all, with this, and then the transmission we should be getting back next week, and it's fully powder coated. And I think this truck, I'm serious, is probably the last truck that I'll build where I'm going this far into it. I might, you know, in the future go crazy again, but this has been a lot of work, and we are legitimately rebuilding every single solitary piece on this truck, and it's going to be really, really cool when it's all put together, especially just with the rolling assembly, because everything has been redone, and just to see it kind of in its glory of all the hard work that we've put into it so far, be really cool to see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off for tonight, but I'll see you guys in the morning. Alrighty guys, it is actually the next day, and as you saw, we got in the fuel return lines and the glow plugs, and we got everything torqued on both sides. And here's the other side, looking really good. And I'm super happy with the results with it so far, and now we are going to start working on getting some more stuff done. I got to figure out kind of where we're going to go. I think I'm going to start getting the valve covers on, and then the wiring harnesses for the injectors, and kind of going from there and seeing where we can go. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching to the end of this video. As you guys saw, we got a lot of motor work done. Injectors, injector cups, injector return lines, glow plugs, upper and lower valve covers, the injector wiring harnesses. We got the oil cooler installed and torqued, and the CP3 injection pump installed and torqued. So yeah, there has been a lot of progress on that engine. I noticed there's a couple things I think I want to powder coat. I honestly might get a new one of these, which is the water pump, or water pump housing. Not sure. Also the oil dipstick tube. I think I'm gonna get a new one of those. Or powder coat it. I'm not really sure. The water pump I think I am gonna replace because it looks like might have overheated a little bit or something. I don't know, it doesn't look the best. So I might get a new one of those, powder coat it, and then powder coat the dipstick tube as well. So I think that's gonna be a wrap for the engine build until I get a couple more parts and send them to powder coat. Other than that though, that means that tomorrow we're gonna be, I think, starting on this frame, getting everything assembled. So that's what you guys have to look forward to in, I believe, let's see, we released, this will be part 8, so part 9, I think. I'm losing track of all the parts. Literally, parts. The parts on the video series, it's getting ridiculous, but we are now in the final assembly stage, which means that we're getting close. And now that everything's powder coated, painted, and looking really good, I think this is gonna start the excitement of getting this project completed. My goal is by the end of this week to have this whole rolling assembly complete with engine and transmission inside of the frame. So we'll kind of see how things play along. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and leave a comment if you guys are excited to see this build come together. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next episode.